Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1250.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about why 80% of Americans think it's a bad time to buy a home. Well, it's no surprise this is a very difficult housing market, and as we know, listings are at about a 25-year low. So there's not a lot of inventory out there to choose from, which is one of the issues. The other is, of course, high interest rates. But let's see what this article from Investopedia has to say. And it starts out, only 18% of Americans believe now is a good time to buy a home, even as consumers report improved job security and financial health, according to a new survey from Fannie Mae. While 82% think it's a bad time to buy, 87% of Gen Zers, which are those people born between 1997 and 2012, think it's the key to building wealth, even those who feel the goal is out of reach for them, according to another survey from Arrived. And I want to pause there and say, I absolutely agree with them. I know the media is trying to pitch this narrative that not buying a house is a good idea and it's too expensive and there's all kinds of downside to owning a home. But the reality is, for building wealth, there's almost nothing better. And that's because it's a forced savings plan. When you take out a mortgage and then you pay down the mortgage, it's forced savings for you. And over time, you're going to have that amount of mortgage in equity in your home. And over the long term, houses tend to appreciate, although they do move in cycles. And there are times when houses can be underwater. But if you live in them long enough, you can live through a cycle that's usually around 19 and a half years and see real appreciation on your money. The article goes on to say more than half, 65% of Gen Z respondents who want to buy a home cite financial security and stability as the top two reasons for wanting to own a home, according to a survey by the Seattle-based real estate investing platform Arrived. Soaring home prices make ownership seem like just a dream for most of this generation, with 58.7% increase in home prices since 2014, when the oldest Gen Zers became adults. Cameron Wu, VP of Investments at Arrived, said coming of age amid skyrocketing home prices and pandemic-era economic turbulence has given some of Gen Z financial whiplash, particularly when it comes to owning a home. There's this common perception that owning a home is just not something that young people can do. Gen Z isn't the only group who sees home ownership as an unattainable dream, with 82% of Americans overall citing high prices as a barrier. Doug Duncan, Fannie Mae Senior Vice President and Chief Economist, said while consumers are reporting confidence in the components related to their personal financial situations, it's unlikely we'll see housing sentiment catch up to other broader economic confidence measures until there is meaningful improvement to home purchase affordability. A lack of inventory is another key factor that may be preventing more people from purchasing a home. While home inventories are improving modestly, they are still 51% below pre-pandemic levels, putting upward pressure on home prices despite efforts by the Fed to cool the market through higher rates. The number of homes on the market is down in 95% of major markets this year, with the largest swings occurring in western locales like Phoenix, Boise, Idaho, Ogden, Utah, San Francisco, and Colorado Springs, Colorado. The same lever used to reduce demand, that is, rising rates, has not only made housing unaffordable almost universally across major markets, it has also resulted in significant supply shortages by discouraging potential sellers unwilling to list in such an environment, further strengthening prices, said Andy Walden, Black Knight Vice President of Enterprise Research. At this point, even if rates come down, but not so sharply as to entice potential sellers out of their sub-3.5% mortgages, it could risk a widespread reheating of home prices across the U.S. he said. And I agree with that. And I actually have been predicting that's what's going to happen. As interest rates come down, we're going to see, as he put it, a widespread reheating of home prices across the U.S. because interest rates will come down. Everyone who's wanted to buy and who's been thinking of buying or planning to buy in the next few years will make that decision as rates come down. And they'll move up their decision to buy so that everybody who's even thinking about it will jump on the lower interest rates. That combined with very limited to low inventory, again, the lowest in 25 years, means prices are going to skyrocket again. That's probably over the next 1 to 3 years, and something that I believe is going to surprise a lot of people. But I just can't agree with the people who are saying that the home market is going to crash right now. You can't crash when you don't have houses for sale. What causes crashes is when everyone lists their property at the same time, which will happen at the peak of the market about 3 years from now in 2026. Everyone will list at that time because interest rates will probably start to head back up again, and it will spook people because they'll realize that prices will drop and buyers will go away and they'll be in a rush to list their homes. And at that time, when everyone lists their homes, about 3 years from now, that's when you can have a crash because there aren't any buyers around. Everyone wants to sell at the same time. And that's how crashes happen. Not in a time like now when you have more buyers than sellers and very little inventory. It's just nearly impossible to see a crash with circumstances like that. So it's about to get very interesting, and this article doesn't surprise us because we realize it doesn't feel like a very good time to buy homes, which is why not many homes are selling right now. Until interest rates come down and inventory increases a little bit, it's going to be very difficult for many buyers to buy a home. But my bet is just wait. Within the next 6 months, we're going to start to see a break in those interest rates, and they're going to move lower, and that's going to surprise people and provide an amazing real estate buying opportunity for people who have been waiting. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And all of my podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly newsletter for more wealth tips. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.